What metrics do you use to measure effectiveness of Agile testing? In order to measure an effectiveness of Agile testing, we should look for metrics such as defect density, test coverage metrics, automation coverage, and even cycle time. If we follow these metrics, definitely we can look for, we can measure the effectiveness of Agile testing. These metrics definitely provide the efficiency of testing efforts and as well as overall health of the development processes. How do you ensure that testing activities are transparent and visible to all stakeholders in the Agile project? We will have to ensure we will be using, even for testing activities as well, Agile boards, and we have to keep reporting all the activities in these Agile boards, and we have to keep climbing our efforts as well in Agile boards, and we should also keep these reports to track and communicate to the testing progress to the various stakeholders as well. We should have a regular status meetings with the stakeholders so that you can demonstrate the updates on the testing activities and share the feedback with the stakeholder. This is how we can keep our testing activity transparent and visible to all the stakeholders. How do you approach acceptance testing Agile projects? Acceptance testing in Agile projects involves collaborating with the stakeholders, where that is going to help us to define acceptance criteria for every user story. Without involvement of stakeholders, definitely we cannot define ourselves the acceptance criteria. We have to work with the stakeholders and get the buy-in from them. What do they really expect from that given user story? And by working with that closely with the stakeholders, then only we can define acceptance criteria which are very clear in nature, measurable in nature, and aligned with the business objectives as well. And how do you ensure that Agile testing practices are continuously improved and optimized? In Agile testing, we normally do the regular retrospective post our sprints, and we should also work on areas of improvements, and by doing retrospective and areas of improvement, we will be developing a action plan for next sprint so that we can adopt these learnings, and we can even bring in certain experimentation, even we can bring innovation, so that by taking care of new testing techniques, tools, by adopting all these experimentation and innovation, definitely can improve the efficiency and effectiveness in software testing. The next one is, can you discuss your experience with the test-driven development and its benefits in Agile project? The test-driven development is nothing but here we are writing the test before we write the code. That is the beauty of test-driven development. The reason for it is, this is going to help us to ensure code meets the specified requirements and it is free of defects. In Agile project, this test-driven development promotes testable designs, encourages collaboration between the developers and testers, and provides safety nets for making changes to the code base with the confidence by adopting this test-driven development. To ensure that Agile testings are compliant with the regulatory requirements and industry standard. This is very key here because these are legal compliance work. What we should do here is we have to work with the various stakeholders, and as well as we should meet the compliance experts as well to ensure our testing activities are meeting those regulatory requirements. We should also place acceptance criteria in test plans. Based on that only you should sign off our releases. What strategies do you employ managing the testing effort in a distributed Agile testing team? Distributed means team is sitting across different places to get the things done. Here, definitely we should look for collaboration tools such as video conferencing tools, instant messaging tools, shared document repository to facilitate the communication collaboration across different team members. And also we should clearly document the processes workflows for managing the overall testing activities across distributed teams that ensures everyone are aligned and informed. These are the things we should do. And how do you approach risk-based testing in Agile projects? What role does risk management plays in this testing? The risk-based testing in Agile projects involves in identifying, prioritizing the risks that may impact the success of the project and focusing testing efforts in mitigating those risks. Risk management definitely plays an important role where prioritization is very much required for testing activities because resources are limited. So by planning effectively, can allocate the resources efficiently, effectively, so that that is going to help us to deliver project goals and objectives in a quicker manner. How do you ensure that Agile testing efforts are aligned with the overall project timeline and goals? Can you discuss with your experience with the exploratory testing and its benefits in Agile testing? Exploratory testings are nothing but where we are going to explore the software, or we are going to uncover the defects and learning the application through hands-on testing, where we are not following any documentation or we are not going through any other stuff. We just, based on our past experience, just blindly will be learning the application, we'll keep testing it, and by doing this definitely we can provide a quicker feedback to the development team. We can even identify the edge issues, cases. We can uncover the defects which are normally we cannot caught by automating the test or by doing the normal traditional testing methods. How do you ensure that testing activities are effectively prioritized in Agile projects with the limited resources? Here, as we discussed earlier, in Agile normally we'll have a limited resources. We have to work closely with the stakeholders to understand the requirements, priorities, and we have to prioritize all the critical features and functionality to test on a priority basis. And only the high risk areas we have to focus in the beginning, and we have to keep automating those repetitive tests to save time and optimizing the overall testing process to bring maximize efficiency as well as effectiveness. How do you ensure that Agile testing practices are sustainable over a long term? We have to keep in mind Agile testing is meant for a culture of collaboration, transparency in communication, as well as continuous improvement within the team. By adopting this Agile testing, definitely this culture will adopt, and that gives us a balanced approach to test the things in a delivering value to the customer while maintaining the sustainable pace of work and avoiding the burnout. How do you approach knowledge sharing and cross training within the Agile QA team? Knowledge sharing or cross training is very much needed within the organization. By doing a regular knowledge sharing within the team, by having sessions, even by pairing the team members with a different skill set and experience levels, you can organize the sessions. And we should always encourage for collaboration and mentorship within the team. And we should also encourage our testers, our team members, even they participate in the conferences, workshops, so that they can learn the knowledge as well as become expertise in Agile testing practices.